A very warm welcome to the channel on a very wet day here in Siem Reap in Cambodia. I am on my balcony at the moment. The air is relatively fresh, and I thought I'd just like to share with you my kind of story and some of the stories that you do hear on the internet related to living in Asia. I came to Asia way back in November 1993. I didn't come here on holiday. I didn't come here to find romance or anything. I came here basically to work. In the 1990s, Asia, there was so much money, and you could say I did make my fortune in that time, and some very wise investments made me be able to retire when I was 44 years old. So I live in Cambodia now. I've been living here for 10 years. The visas are, the retirement visa is pretty easy to get. Now, in Cambodia, you have to be 55 years or older to get a retirement visa. You can get it done earlier, but you need a lot more paperwork, like bank statements, money coming in, etc., your investments, to show to immigration that you're not going to be a reliability on the actual government, so to speak. So I've really had no problems related to that. And it's a very peaceful country. Siem Reap is like a little bit like Chiang Mai in Thailand, if you've ever been up to the north part of Thailand, where everything is here. There's no real shopping centre. There are some supermarkets. There's two big supermarkets. If you want to get Apple products, you can get anything you want here, basically. And it's like the old style of shopping that have all the high streets where you just go into the individual shop instead of going into a shopping centre where everything is labelled out for you in that way. But I do like to watch these videos, and there are some called like Thai Confessions or Tales of Thailand or Retirement Tales of these gentlemen who may be like my age now, or 57 years old, who would go to Thailand to seek a partner. And it actually paints a bad picture of the girls in Asia, especially in Thailand and the Philippines, where they all seem to have this wonderful romance, and then suddenly the partner, the Thai partner, wants extra money for medicine for mum, or their water buffalo is sick in the village in the northeast of Thailand, and the poor foreigner has to pay for it all because he has a large retirement of maybe, I don't know, 100 to 200,000 American dollars, or in British pounds. And there's quite a few stories. I do like watching them because it's sort of quite interesting how these stories can. Now, I've never had any kind of problem related to relationships in my past, or even nowadays, related to the parents demanding money because you're dating their daughter. You're the foreigner, so therefore you've got to be richer because you come from the West. And most of these stories do end up in sort of like disaster, that the girl takes the money from the guy, or for family emergencies. So do check out some websites or some YouTube videos called Thai Confessions, or Tales of Thailand, or Retired Tales. Some is done with AI. I don't know if they are all true, but it's like an audio book where you can just listen to these stories and go, ooh, it does paint a bad picture. There are success stories. Again, I've been in Asia for 1993, so November will be 32 years, and I made my fortune here in Southeast Asia. It's been quite a successful trip. I do go back to the UK. I've been back twice in the last 7 years, and it's I don't miss the UK. I may miss a bit of the food. I may miss obviously my sisters. I have one sister who still lives in the UK. I think the other two, one is in America, the other one I think now is in Spain. Not too sure with that, but regardless of that, it's I'm happier living in Asia. It is cheaper. I'm thinking this year or next year to buy a car, but an SUV is going to cost you $40,000 compared to Thailand, where it's going to be like $30,000. Things can be more expensive. My motorbike here I bought for $4,500. It's a Honda ADV 160. It's a nice bike, but in Thailand you get that motorbike for 3,200 American dollars. So some things are. The gasoline is like really cheap. The supermarket, for my partner and I, we usually spend about $100 on that per week, and our average outgoing per week, including 2 kitty cats, is no more than $250 for all of us, and that includes 1 or 2 nice meals out per week as well. Nice meals, in not the street market restaurant, but a relatively nice restaurant. So can you do that in Europe or in America? Possibly not. With that, I don't really have the experience of that anymore. Again, I left England in 1989 to go and work overseas for big companies like Juliana's, which was the first company I worked for, a London-based company, but sent me around the world to be a DJ, which was quite fun when you were really young. Free travel, living in 5-star hotels, free food. Most of the alcohol was free, but it was good fun. But going back to some of these actual stories of when they meet a girl at a bar, and the bar girl wants to run a business, and mother is sick, the water buffalo is ill, the dog has to go to the vet, the cousin needs money for education, or the books they need for education, and the poor foreigner pays all for this all. And they would say, if you watch these videos, it's sort of like, God, are you that stupid? But some people would actually, that it has happened to. I've met couples like this in the Philippines, where the wife may be 28 years old and she's married to someone who's 70. Now, you would think this is like a gold digger kind of trap, where he may not get a big pension, maybe like 2,000 American dollars per month. But in the Philippines, that goes a long, long way. So I've met people like that. Was it love? I don't know. Was it gold diggers? I don't know. I have met one who admitted she was a gold digger, and she was incredibly beautiful. Her husband must have been about 65 at the time, and they separated because he ran out of money. I don't know what happened to them. This is like a long time ago, maybe like 15 years ago. So if you are thinking about retiring to Southeast Asia, please do come, but please come with a logical head. Don't think that it's all going to be a bed of roses. Don't think that you want to have the peace to find here, and you're going to find this peace through a relationship, especially if you go to places like Pattaya or Pattaya in Thailand, where this is the adult entertainment capital of the world, and you meet your future wife at a bar. Now, there are some success stories related to it. We shouldn't really care about the past of people, but some have married a bar girl and they've had happy lives. Some have married a bar girl and the bar girl has taken every single penny. There's an old saying, you can't take the girl out of a bar, or you can't take the bar out of a girl, but you can take the girl out of the bar. It's the actual saying. When I mean bar girl, basically they are ladies of the night that you would actually have to pay. But it's very different in a way that it's more like the girlfriend experience. There's some people who would compare taking a girl out in Las Vegas, and all it is just transactional, and it feels transactional. In Thailand, it feels more special, according to these people who have done the situation. So if you are coming to Southeast Asia, don't get your girlfriend from a bar. By all means, do go to a bar and enjoy, if that's your cup of tea. It's freely available. But if you're going for peace and quiet, don't go to Pattaya. Go to a quiet beach resort, a quiet beach resort, and don't go searching online for your relationship. Most of the people there are just going to be people who want your money and are the ladies of the night. This is just some food for thought that I'm sharing with you for today. It's just the experience of living in the Philippines, living in Thailand, living in China, living in Japan, living in South Korea, here in Cambodia, etc. There is still sometimes the mentality that the foreigner, the Westerner, who may be 50 or 60 years old, is a good target to get some money, and they don't really feel about the consequences, because maybe their family can help back home. They just basically are stealing the money. But the thing is, nothing can be done related to the fraud case, because most of the men would give the money willingly, to say, here's a gift. So is that fraud? Well, in the eyes of the law, it's no. So if you are thinking about it, do think twice about it, and be careful of any kind of relationship. It's not going to happen in 2 or 3 weeks, and if she suddenly says to you, I love you, in 2 or 3 weeks, it's not really going to be the case. Don't get me wrong, it could be, it really could be, but in general I would say no with that one. So do be careful when you do go to Southeast Asia. If you're looking to retire, it's quite easy to do. The paperwork can be quite strenuous, but you've got visa agents to help you with all the situations related to that. For your personal life, don't get a girl from a bar. As simple as that. You may be lucky, but there's a very slim chance this is going to be a successful relationship. Now, there are success stories with that, as I mentioned before, but they're not very common. Usually they end up in disaster. And do check out some of the websites. I try and put the links in the description below if I can remember, like Thai Confessions, Retired Tales, and Inside China is another one. They're actually stories supposedly of real people that who come to, let's say, Thailand or the Philippines, and to hear their story. The stories are quite similar in most cases. There are some very unusual ones there as well, but it's interesting to listen to, and maybe it can be like it's heeding for you to be aware of the situation. I think that's all I've got to say. I've done this for about 15 minutes now. So I'll wish you a happy, wet Thursday today. God bless to all, and I will see you soon. I will say bye-bye for now. Be good. Cheers.